Hello, bachcho. We will study a new topic today, that is lanthanides. Okay, so let us start with a new topic today, that is introduction to lanthanides. Lanthanides and actinides, these are not new for you all. These are all part of your class 12 syllabus. तो एक छोटा सा रिवीजन करेंगे और उसको हम आगे भी पढ़ेंगे. What all we will cover today, that is what are F block elements, a basic introduction to lanthanides, the oxidation states of lanthanides, lanthanide contraction, and their magnetic property. So first, let us talk about what are lanthanides. Before we discuss lanthanides, I would like to take you to a very quick review of periodic table. So this is the basic picture of periodic table. You can see, you all know that. I would like to take a quick revision of the periodic table. You all know that periodic table is basically, it is divided into four types of elements, four elements which are divided into four blocks. S block elements, as you can point, yeah, you can see that these are like green one, the green group 1, and these are S block elements. You can see from group 13 to 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. These are called P block elements, as you all know very well. Group 3 to group 12, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are called P block elements. So our concern is basically about lanthanides and actinides. These are put somewhere in between the periodic table and originate from block elements. आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर रेड कलर से we have highlighted here. I'm pointing out on this third. I mean scandium, yttrium, and lanthanum. You can see the red box where the atomic number is from 57 to 71 and from 89 to 103. So here's a difference. These are part of D block elements, but they are not D block elements. They are entirely different from D block elements. So we will study why are they called F block elements, though they are being originated from D block elements. तो बच्चों आप यहाँ पर देख सकते हैं कि जैसे कि ये ट्रांजिशन सीरीज है, स्कैंडियम, टाइटेनियम, वेनेडियम, क्रोमियम, मैग्नीज, आयरन, कोबाल्ट, निकेल, कॉपर, जिंक. अब आप देख सकते हैं स्कैंडियम के बाद हम when we move downward towards in periodic table to scandium, then yttrium, yttrium के बाद lanthanum, and then lanthanum के बाद actinium. So when we are moving from left to right in periodic table, we see a regular increase in atomic number by 1 unit. Okay, so when we move from lanthanum to hafnium, there is a sudden jump you can see. If we talk about lanthanum, which is just placed below yttrium, atomic number is 57. So the next atomic number of hafnium should be 58, but it is not like that. So there are total 14 elements after lanthanum which have similar properties as that of lanthanum, but they do not have the same properties as of D block elements. And that is why these are called lanthanides. And they have been placed at the bottom of the periodic table. नीचे की तरफ आप देखिए रेड कलर से यहाँ पर एक टेबल बनी हुई है, हॉरिजॉन्टल प्लेसमेंट है इसका. एंड जैसे कि आप स्कैंडियम के नीचे यट्रियम, यट्रियम के नीचे लैंथेनम, और लैंथेनम के जस्ट नीचे आप देख सकते हैं actinium. So the atomic number of actinium is 89, and similarly the next element is rutherfordium. So it should be 90, but no, it's not like that. There are 14 elements after actinium which have similar properties like actinium, but they are not kept in the D block elements. Why? Because there are now the member of different series, they are known as F block elements. So we can say that the total 14 elements followed by lanthanides periodic table, starting from lanthanum, they are known as lanthanides. Similarly, in the actinide series, total 14 elements for after actinium are known as actinides because the properties of these elements they resemble very much with the actinium, but these are entirely different from d block elements, and these elements are called f block elements. Why are they called f block elements? Because in these elements the last electron enters in the f block. So you can see here that lanthanum, after that we can see cerium, promethium, and so on. In total there are 14 elements. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Similarly, you can count the total number of elements after actinium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, so these are elements which are shown in the red color at the bottom of the periodic table. These are called F block elements, and these are also known as inner transition metals. These are also known as rare earth metals. So these are lanthanides and actinides. So now let us moving to the last slide. So now you must have understood what are lanthanides. The elements in which the additional electrons enter n minus 2 f orbitals, they are called inner transition elements. And the valence shell electronic configuration of these elements is n minus 2 f 0 to 14, n minus 1 d 0 to 1, and ns2. So you can see the last electron is entering into f block, that is starting from 0 to 14 elements, and that is why these are known as f block elements. So 4F inner transition metals, they are also known as lanthanides, as I discussed, because they come immediately after lanthanum. And the 5F inner transition metals, they are known as actinoids, actinones, actinides, because they come directly after actinium. So I hope that now the concept of inner transition elements, or what are lanthanides and what are actinides, must be now very much clear to you all. So now I would like to take a quick revision again about the D block elements and the position of inner transition elements, that is F block elements in the periodic table. As I have shown you in the last slide, the complete description of the periodic table, different types of different elements which are divided into 4 blocks. So now you can see that from lanthanum, you can see here scandium, yttrium, lanthanum, and actinium. You all must be knowing that from scandium to zinc, these are block elements. And scandium के नीचे yttrium, yttrium के नीचे lanthanum, lanthanum के नीचे actinium. Lanthanum, and there is a bifurcation between lanthanum and hafnium. And from here only the 14 elements are originating. You can see like this. So these are inner transition elements, or these are also known as F block elements. We can say that F block elements originate from 5D and 6D series. Now let us come to the most important part of lanthanides, that is electronic configuration. So the first element, which in itself is not F block element, but the complete series has been named after this element, which is lanthanum. Atomic number is 57, lanthanum, which is followed by cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium and lutetium. तो आप यहाँ से काउंट कर सकते हैं, टोटल 14 एलिमेंट्स हैं, एंड एटॉमिक नंबर आप देख सकते हैं 57, 58, 59, मींस देयर इज अ रेगुलर इंक्रीज in atomic number by 1 unit. Okay, तो now let us discuss about the electronic configuration. पर एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात मैं आपको यहाँ बताना चाहूंगी, आपको ये 14 एलिमेंट्स कम पूरी तरह से याद रखने हैं. आपको बहुत अच्छे से अगर याद रहेंगे, इनका इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिग्रेशन आपको पता होगा, तो आप इनकी प्रॉपर्टीज, ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट्स, मैग्नेटिक प्रॉपर्टीज एंड जितनी भी प्रॉपर्टीज हैं वो आप मैक्सिमम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिग्रेशन के बेसिस पे आप इसको एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं. तो चलिए डिस्कस करते हैं लैंथनम से. आप लैंथनम में देख सकते हैं, तो क्या आपने यहाँ पर देखा कि जेनॉन सभी को पता है रेयर अर्थ एलिमेंट है, क्योंकि जेनॉन का एटॉमिक नंबर होता है 54, तो वहां तक का इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिग्रेशन हम लोग नहीं लिखेंगे दोबारा से, एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव टेकन जेनॉन इन द ब्रैकेट. आई मीन दैट मीन्स the configuration of lanthanum up to atomic number 54 is exactly as that of xenon. So now after 54 electrons, how many electrons are left? 3, because atomic number is 57. So now we will start like this. Xenon, that is 54. The remaining 3 electrons will go in 6s2 and 5d1. That makes the electronic configuration of lanthanum complete. That is 57. Okay. One important point that is to be noticed here, that there is no electron in the f orbital. That is why lanthanum in itself is not f block element. It is a part of d block element, and that is why this is kept in d block elements, d series. And the 14 elements which are followed, which are coming after lanthanides, are known as lanthanides. So next element is cerium. Atomic number is 58. You can see the filling now starts from F, the last electron is going into F orbital. So that is 4f1, 6s2, 5d1. Next, praseodymium. Atomic number is 59. Now, there's a sudden change that you can see in the difference in these two atomic configurations. Here, the atomic configuration was xenon 54, then 4f1, 6s2, and 5d1. So, exactly here, the electron from d orbital directly jumps to f orbital along with the another electron which has come because of the increase in atomic number by 1. So, 4f3, 6s2, and 5d0. Next, neodymium, 4f4, 6s2, 5d0. 5d is missing here because there is no electron in 5d. That is why it is not shown here. Next is promethium, atomic number 61, 4f5, 6s2. Next is samarium, 4f6, 6s2, 5d0. Next, europium, that is 4f7, 6s2. One very important thing that is to be noticed here is 4f7. You can see that the 4f orbital is half-filled, exactly half-filled. So you all must be knowing that maximum capacity of f orbitals for keeping electron is 14. So since there are 7 electrons, so this is exactly half-filled electronic configuration. Next is gadolinium, that is 4f7, 6s2. Now the electron, which is extra electron, that is going to d orbital, that is 5d1, because 4f7 is the very stable configuration because this is half filled. The next electron is not going in this, but that is going to 5d orbital to keep it intact, keep it half filled. Next is terbium, that you can see that again electron is coming back to f orbital, 4f9, 6d, 6s2, and 5d0. Next is dysprosium, that is 4f10, 6s2, and 5d0. Again, d orbital is empty, that is why we have not shown it here. Next is holmium, 4f11, 6s2, 5d0, erbium, and similarly thulium. And now comes ytterbium. Ytterbium has electronic configuration 4f14, 6s2, and 5d0. So here you can see that ytterbium has completely filled configuration of s orbital as well as f orbital. Please remember, whenever we have exactly half-filled or exactly full-filled configuration, they are very stable configuration. The last element is lutetium, that is 4f14, 6s2, and 5d1. Again, the last electron is going to d orbital. So this was all about electronic configuration. You all have to learn it by heart. आप इसको बहुत अच्छी तरह से देख लीजिए एटॉमिक नंबर में किस तरह से एक एक इंक्रीज हो रही है एंड व्हाट इज द ग्रेजुअल फिलिंग ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फ्रॉम 6s 5d and then 4f 6s and 5d. That you have to remember. Sometimes we find a different electronic configuration here, like somewhere around cerium and promethium, because in some books you will find that 4f2, 6s2, and 5d1 again. That is also possible because there is a very little difference in the energy of the 5s and 6s and 5d orbital. That is why electron may jump from f to d and d to f. So the variation may also be observed. Now, next is oxidation state. The most common and the most predominant oxidation state of lanthanides is +3. Okay, sometimes, occasionally, we can say that +2 and +4 ions in the solution or in solid compounds are also obtained. and that is especially because of the extra stability of either empty or half filled or completely filled SF subshells, as I told you in my previous slide. So let us talk about the common oxidation state. +3, it is universal. All lanthanides exhibit +3 oxidation state because this is the most stable and the most commonly found oxidation state in the solid form as well as in the aqueous solutions. In some elements, +2 oxidation state is also seen. In +2 form, they behave as very good reducing agents. Some elements show +2 oxidation state, especially when that leads to a stable F configuration, that either it is half-filled or it is full-filled configuration. So you must remember that europium, ytterbium, and samarium, these three elements are found in lanthanides, which are highly stable in +2 oxidation states. And this is a very important question that can be asked in the form of MCQs. So there are three, I repeat, there are three configurations. In the +2 form, they are highly stable: europium, ytterbium, and samarium. They are very much stable because of the half-filled. See, you can see that europium has +2 form, it has half-filled configuration. I would like to show you from a light slide. You can see from here that is 63, atomic number is 63. The configuration was 4f7 6s2 and 5d0. So after losing 2s electrons, it will come in the 4f7, that is half-filled configuration. That is why this is found in +2 configuration. Now same is with ytterbium. It is stable because of completely filled 4f14 configuration. The same is the case with the samarium. I would like to show you again. You can see here ytterbium, atomic number 70, 4f14, 6s2, and 5d0. After losing these two electrons, it will be having completely filled 4f orbitals, and that is why this is very much stable in +2 oxidation state. Now let's talk about +4 oxidation state. It is also observed in a few elements that can attain stable configurations by losing a fourth electron. The most important and the most common example is cerium. Cerium in +4 oxidation state is very stable and it behaves as a very strong oxidizing agent in analytical chemistry when we talk about cerium +4. Similarly, terbium, this is Tb +4. It is also very stable in +4 oxidation states in certain solid oxides. I just want to show you for cerium +4. You can see here, it has a tendency to lose all the 4 electrons, like 1 + 2 + 1, that is all the 4 electrons are taken out. And this behaves as cerium +4. And in +4 oxidation state, it behaves as a very good, strong oxidizing agent, because now it has a tendency to accept electron. I mean, it has a tendency to reduce itself and behaves as a very strong oxidizing agent. And again, this is praseodymium. It is occasionally seen in solid oxides, but it is an extremely strong oxidizing agent. So here comes a very, very important topic, that is lanthanide contraction. Lanthanide contraction is a very hit topic, which is being asked in lanthanides. And okay, so what is lanthanide contraction? As we all know that when we move in periodic table from left to right, there is a regular decrease in the atomic and the ionic radii. Similar is the case of lanthanides, in which atomic and the ionic radii of lanthanide elements, that is from atomic number 57 to 58 to 71, they decrease more significantly than expected as the atomic number increase. So that is known as lanthanide contraction. So why does it happen? Because this cause lies in the poor shielding of 4f electron. We all know that the structure of 4f electron is very much diffused and the lobes are far apart from each other. So they have poor shielding tendency. They are not able to protect other electrons from the inward pole of the nucleus. So exactly what happens when the nuclear charge increases, as we all know that when we move across the lanthanide series, the number of protons in the nucleus increases. See, जैसे जैसे atomic number बढ़ता जाता है, the number of electrons, they also increase by 1 and the number of protons also increase by 1. Okay, तो जैसे जैसे हम लेंथेनाइट सीरीज में मूव करते हैं फ्रॉम सीरियम टू ल्यूटीशियम, एटॉमिक नंबर इंक्रीज होती है, प्रोटॉन भी न्यूक्लियस में एक एक बढ़ता है, एट द सेम टाइम इलेक्ट्रॉन्स भी आउटर ऑर्बिटल्स में इंक्रीज होते हैं। ठीक है, दैट स्ट्रेंथन्स द पॉजिटिव चार्ज पुलिंग ऑन द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, क्योंकि न्यूक्लियर चार्ज बढ़ रहा है, अब इलेक्ट्रॉन्स बाहर वाले इलेक्ट्रॉन्स पे इनवर्ट पुल ज्यादा लगाएगा। दूसरा, इनइफेक्टिव शील्डिंग। 4f orbitals, as I told you just now, 4f orbitals have a very diffused shape, बहुत ज्यादा फैले हुए होते हैं स्पेस में, एंड दे आर नॉट वेरी गुड एट ब्लॉकिंग और द शील्डिंग द आउटर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फ्रॉम द पोल ऑफ द न्यूक्लियस, क्योंकि वो बहुत दूर दूर फैले हुए होते हैं, तो उसमें जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होते हैं वो बाहर वाले इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को न्यूक्लियस के पुल से बचा नहीं पाते, and that is why this type of tendency is known as ineffective shielding. So the improper shielding of 4f electrons is the reason of lanthanide contraction. So what happens because of this? The 4f electrons, they don't shield well. The increasing nuclear charge pulls the electrons shell closer to the center. That is why shrinking the atom, and that is the reason of lanthanide contraction. There is a decrease in the atomic radii and the ionic radii from lanthanum to lutetium. So this is a very important part that has to be studied in lanthanides. This is the graph which is showing the decrease in atomic radii with increasing atomic number in lanthanides. You can see this is the atomic number from 58, from that is cerium to lutetium. There is a regular but steady decrease in the atomic radii when we move from lanthanum to lutetium. And what are the consequences of lanthanides? This is very important to know. Lanthanide contraction has several major effects on the chemistry of these elements. The first is similarity in size. See, the elements of the second and the third transition series, like zirconium and the hafnium, okay, they end up having almost identical atomic radii. मैं एक बार फिर से स्लाइड को वहां लेकर जा रही हूँ पीरियोडिक टेबल पे, जहां पे मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन कर पाऊंगी कि सेकंड एंड द थर्ड ट्रांजिशन सीरीज में जिरकोनियम एंड होफनियम कहां पर है। देखिए, यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं टाइटेनियम के नीचे जिरकोनियम एंड होफनियम है, ओके, और लेंथेनाइड कॉन्ट्रैक्शन की वजह से क्या होता है, ये जो यहाँ पर देखिए जिरकोनियम एंड होफनियम, ठीक है, इनके बाद देखिए जिरकोनियम एंड होफनियम एंड अप हैविंग ऑलमोस्ट आइडेंटिकल एटॉमिक रेडियस। जब हम पीरियोडिक टेबल में ऊपर से नीचे मूव करते हैं, व्हेन वी मूव अप टू डाउन, तो क्या होता है, साइज इंक्रीज होता है। तो साइज इंक्रीज नहीं हो पाता, जिरकोनियम के लिए जो होफनियम है उसका साइज बड़ा होना चाहिए था, बट ऐसा होता नहीं है। दे हैव ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर साइज बिकॉज ऑफ लैंथेनाइड कॉन्ट्रैक्शन। दूसरा, सेपरेशन डिफिकल्टी, बिकॉज देयर साइज एंड केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज आर सो सिमिलर। अब क्योंकि जब साइज बड़ा हो, साइज ऑलमोस्ट सेम हो गया है, उनकी केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज भी सेम हो जा रही हैं, तो लैंथेनाइड्स को एक दूसरे से सेपरेट कर पाना, इट इज एक्चुअली वेरी डिफिकल्ट। दैट इज व्हाई इट इज मेंशन्ड lanthanides are notoriously difficult to separate from one another in their natural ores because of this lanthanide contraction only. Now the basicity decrease. As the ionic radii decreases from lanthanum to lutetium, I'm talking about +3. I mean the decrease in the ionic form, that is +3 form, lanthanum to lutetium. There is a regular decrease in the ionic radii, and therefore the covalent character of the compound increases, making the hydroxides less basic. So basicity also decreases with the atomic radii, that is from lanthanum to lutetium. Okay. Now the next important property is magnetic property. Magnetic properties, we all know that we can study if in any compound, in any element, the magnetic properties are because of unpaired electron. Origin of magnetism, that is, it arises from unpaired electrons in the 4f subshell. In case of lanthanides, we are talking about 4f subshell. In case of d or d orbital elements, we talk about unpaired electrons in d subshells. So the magnetic property of any element, any compound, can be observed only because of the unpaired electrons which are present. If any element or compound has no unpaired electron, that will not be it will not show magnetic property. So unlike d block elements, there is a difference between d block and f block elements. What happens, the d block, unlike d block elements, 4f electrons, they are buried deep within the atom. उनकी जो लोकेशन होती है वो काफी अंदर की तरफ होती है। तो होता क्या है कि जब इलेक्ट्रॉन ऑर्बिटल में घूमता है, तो ऑर्बिटल जब इलेक्ट्रॉन दो तरह का मोशन करता है, एक तो स्पिन मोशन दैट इज अप एंड डाउन, और दूसरा ऑर्बिटल मोशन। जैसे कि अर्थ आपकी क्या होती है, रोटेटिंग एंड रिवॉल्विंग, दोनों मोशन करती है साथ साथ में, वैसे इलेक्ट्रॉन का मोशन होता है स्पिन मोशन एंड दी ऑर्बिटल मोशन। तो जब इन केस ऑफ एफ ब्लॉक एलिमेंट्स और जब इलेक्ट्रॉन ऑर्बिटल में घूमता है तो वो क्या जनरेट करता है, ऑर्बिटल एंगुलर मोमेंटम। ओके, तो क्योंकि एफ ऑर्बिटल्स में जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होते हैं वो काफी अंदर की तरफ होते हैं, तो जब लीगेंड अप्रोच करता है तो लीगेंड का इंटरैक्शन उससे नहीं हो पाता है। मींस इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्रीली स्पिन तो करता ही है, साथ साथ ऑर्बिटल में मूव करता है। तो एज अ रिजल्ट द ऑर्बिटल एंगुलर मोमेंटम इज नॉट क्वेंच्ड बाय द एनवायरमेंट। तो होता क्या है, अब जो मैग्नेटिक प्रॉपर्टी होती है वो दो रीजन से होती है इन केस ऑफ लैंथेनाइड्स, दैट इज स्पिन मोशन एंड दी ऑर्बिटल मोशन। तो जो टोटल मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट जो हम कैलकुलेट करते हैं दैट कैन बी कैलकुलेटेड यूजिंग द फॉर्मूला म्यू इज इक्वल टू जी अंडर रूट जे, जे प्लस वन, जहां पर जे क्या है, दैट इज द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ स्पिन एंड ऑर्बिटल एंगुलर मोमेंटम। Now, magnetic moments of lanthanides show a characteristic double-humped curve. Up, you can see from this diagram where the curve is showing, it is called bell-shaped curve. दो आप देख सकते हैं hump दिखाई दे रहे हैं, double hump, जहां पे हमने atomic numbers को plot किया है against magnetic moments। तो देख सकते हैं आप, जो यहाँ पर तीन एलिमेंट्स आप देख सकते हैं कि लैंथेनम, ल्यूटीशियम, लैंथेनम एंड ल्यूटीशियम, और ये बीच में यूरोपियम है, ये ऑलमोस्ट जीरो पर शो कर रहे हैं इनकी वैल्यूज, मतलब इनका मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट ऑलमोस्ट जीरो है। क्यों? बिकॉज लैंथेनम में क्या है, लैंथेनम इन प्लस थ्री फॉर्म, अगर आपको याद हो लैंथेनम का एटॉमिक नंबर, तो आपको ध्यान आएगा कि लैंथेनम प्लस थ्री में तीनों के तीनों इलेक्ट्रॉन निकल जा रहे हैं। तो अब क्या होगा, यहाँ पे सारे के सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन यहाँ पे है ही नहीं, नो इलेक्ट्रॉन, दैट इज जीरो अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन। दैट इज व्हाई लैंथेनम एंड ल्यूटीशियम दे आर डायमैग्नेटिक। ल्यूटीशियम में क्या होता है, इन प्लस थ्री फॉर्म, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स निकलने के बाद टोटल जो बचते हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन दे आर 14, और सारे के सारे पेयर्ड हो जाते हैं एफ ऑर्बिटल में। दैट इज व्हाई लैंथेनम प्लस थ्री एंड ल्यूटीशियम प्लस थ्री दे आर डायमैग्नेटिक। नाउ अबाउट गैडोलिनियम प्लस थ्री, यहाँ पर देखिए, आप देख सकते हैं गैडोलिनियम का जो आपका मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट है वो काफी हाई है, बिकॉज गैडोलिनियम प्लस थ्री फॉर्म हैज मैक्सिमम अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, ओके, मेकिंग इट हाईली पैरामैग्नेटिक। क्योंकि तीन इलेक्ट्रॉन निकलने के बाद इसमें 7 इलेक्ट्रॉन बचते हैं, सारे के सारे अनपेयर्ड हैं एफ ऑर्बिटल में, एंड दैट इज व्हाई इट इज हाईली पैरामैग्नेटिक। नेक्स्ट इज डिस्प्रोमियम एंड डिस्प्रोसियम एंड होलोनियम। तो आप देख सकते हैं प्लस थ्री फॉर्म में इनका जो मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट होता है, इन दोनों का dy और HO, इन दोनों का हाईएस्ट मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट होता है। दिस इज टू बी रिमेंबर्ड, दैट इज अगेन बिकॉज ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन, बिकॉज ऑफ स्पिन कंट्रीब्यूशन एंड द ऑर्बिटल कंट्रीब्यूशन। तो आप यू कैन सी दैट द लैंथेनाइड्स की जो मैग्नेटिक प्रॉपर्टीज होती हैं दैट इज मेनली बिकॉज ऑफ द अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स। In fact, all the elements which show magnetic moments, they have unpaired electrons, and all those elements which have completely paired electrons, their magnetic moment is zero. This was all about the part one, which was lanthanides. Thank you so much.